So, hi everyone, my name is Wendy Park, and today I'm going to introduce a new concept called social loafing. And before I start with anything, what do you think about this picture? Anyone? What do you think about this picture, Rachel? Like, what is this? Like, what's happening in this picture?
I'm supposed to have a group, right? Nobody should.
Yeah, it's a free rider. So this picture shows a free rider in a project. Have you ever worked with a free rider before, or have you ever experienced an highly imbalanced work distribution among groups? Because I did, and it felt like terrible. And I felt exactly like the next picture. Ta-da! Like that. Yeah, I felt like that. So basically, social loafing is free rider, and in a more professional definition, it's a tendency for people in a group to exert less effort compared to when they're working alone. For example, University of Massachusetts, they conducted a research with the game of tug of war like them, and they blindfolded a student and fooled them into believing that there were 3 other students behind them. And after knowing that there were other people, the students only exerted 82% of their power compared to when they were fooled into believing that they were the only one pulling the rope. So some of them were slacking off, like the 2 minions there. Yeah. So when I was first introduced with this concept, I was very interested because I experienced lots of free riders in my life, and I might even been one of the free riders in some projects. So because I will be engaging in different group projects in my life, I wanted to prevent social loafing in my future project. That's why I conducted an experiment, and today that's why I want to talk about my experiment and some conclusions I found and the solutions to prevent social loafing from affecting our life. So my goal in the experiment was to find more about social loafing, especially the cause of it. To make the experiment neutral, I made the participant not know that they were participants and incorporated the experiment in my normal project. For example, in English project, I would work for the English project with the members, and at home I record what I've seen in the project, like how many people were there, and how long we've discussed, like who were participating actively, and so on. And with it, I got some data, but because I didn't really have sufficient data, and because it was my first try, my first attempt of this experiment failed. So I went to my psychology teacher and asked for some advice, and apparently he liked my experiment, and he helped me form a group of students who would research about this phenomenon, and research about this phenomenon. And it was actually really good because we had more people, so that means more data. We actually, because we thought our perspectives were limited as a group, we also asked the school community to fill out a form, like a survey, in order to gain more perspective and ideas about it. And after getting enough data, we started analyzing it. After analyzing it, we got 3 major causes for the social loafing, and that's this. First of all, we thought people don't participate in a group because they believe they feel less accountable. Like, since there were other people in a group, they feel not responsible for the work, and they think other people would do their work for them. And for example, in my history project, there were students. I mean, in my history project, we worked till the last step, until like we have to combine our PPT and we have to correct our speech. When I asked the students or my members whether to want to volunteer to combine the PPT and correct the speech, no one did. When I asked them why they didn't volunteer, they said other people are going to do it, why they have to do it, so on. And the second reason is that they feel their help isn't really important enough. For example, if they aren't good with designing or editing their video, and if there's someone who's really good at it, they would think he or she's going to finish it for them. Their help won't matter to him or her. That's why they won't help the group. And the last one is that everyone will receive equal benefits. Like, even if one person do most jobs and other people does the least jobs, since their grade will be equal, no one will participate more or less in that group project. For example, one of my members in the special group, he had a project of drawing a comic about traditional Chinese story. Apparently, one of the group member didn't really participate. His phone was always off, and he didn't return any of their calls and not come to the meeting because he knew that they will get a group grade, and then others are gonna work for him. So I think that's the three major causes. And in order to solve the social loafing, I found three solutions to solving social loafing. The first one is people should work in a small group. By working in a small group, they will get intimate, and they will they won't push the responsibility to other people since they are in a small group, and they don't have anyone to push the responsibility to as well. And the second one is people should assign roles. If the leader sees potential in each member and assign roles for them, they won't feel not important, and they will be really passionate to do the job. So that's one way to also eliminate social loafing. For example, like if the leader sees someone who's really good at designing, he or she should assign him or her to do like design a poster. But then the key thing in the second one is that the leader should divide the roles equally. Like if someone is doing too much work, someone who's not doing too much work should help that person. And the last one is people should be getting peer reviews or individual points. By getting peer reviews or individual points, people will know that they will be watched, so they will be like working as hard as other members in the group. So today I've talked about social loafing in groups and how to prevent it. Social loafing happens because first, people feel less accountable. Second, people feel less important. And last, they receive equal benefits. So to prevent social loafing, people should work in small groups and be receiving peer reviews and individual points. And last, can we go back again? And last, the assigned roles. I think the second one is the most important thing. And I can guarantee that this really works because I applied all these three features in my group project, and there were no free riders. So I hope you'd also apply it in your future project and prevent social loafing free riders from torturing you in your group project. Thank you very much. Hope this comes true. The picture. Yeah, hope this comes true.